Wonders asks, how is the housing there? Is the BH enough for a single person housing an apartment? The housing is beautiful. You guys will see it on the vlog that I post. The housing is beautiful. 2-car garages on most. Um, there's a couple sections of housing. It's plentiful from what I've observed. I just didn't want to live on base. Um, when I pursue a housing unit, I prefer DoorDash to have access to my person, like my front door. I want DoorDash to just pull up on me and say, "Bread, break bread, hurry up, do it now, bread." Um, Bases have so many different rules and regulations, especially like with Ubers and Lyfts. And if I need to go to the airport and I want to catch a ride, I don't want to have to deal with the front gate, and I got to walk to the front gate, and I might have to sign them on, or they can't get on base. Like, it's a ton of friction. Even if I have civilian friends that want to visit, or if I want to interview somebody and they come to town, and I got to sign them on base. It's so much friction with getting civilians on base that it's so much better for me to just live off base. Plus, the apartment I wanted was off base. Not that the housing on, I haven't seen the interior of the housing, but I can imagine it's sufficient. But this is exactly what I was looking for, like to the exactly what I was looking for. Like, it's perfect. It's perfect. I would change the color of the cabinets probably. I would add a washer and dryer inside the unit. I would add more windows, but again, that's just being kind of picky. But yeah, the housing is sufficient. The BH is about 765 or 780, so something. It's like mid 700s. My rent is like 1100, so yeah, it's plenty of money because again, the cost of living down here is way cheaper than, let's say, DC or San Francisco or LA or New York. It's pretty cheap to live out here. There's some apartments down here that's like $400 a month. And I'm like, first, once you look at it, you're like, I see why it's $400 a month. I'm not moving in there. No, pass. So I don't mind spending money for some quality environment where it has AC. That was like my number one thing. I'm like, when I get an apartment, it must have. I don't want to see any AC units hanging out the window. No, no. Don't ask me to get a ceiling fan. I no. I want central air and heating, because in the mornings I turn the heat on. At night I turn the AC on. I want the option. You feel me? So I don't mind paying a little extra for that. But yeah, BH is plenty down here. You can still get a good place. You might have to get a roommate if you want something too fancy. Again, I'm staff sergeant, so and I have multiple streams of income, so it's a little different for me. I have a little more flexibility to be able to choose. But a lot of people, just choose live on base, and then they charge you what they want to charge. It may be over BH, but it's on base housing, so it's really not an issue.